What's up guys, Johnny here bringing you a SAO deck tech. It's yellow-green and it's based on the Sleeping Knights Asuna and Yuki. So yeah, it uses new cards from the EB that just came out. So starting off, I have two of these 004K Asunas. She's overstated, so at the beginning of your Encore phase, you have to mill the top card of your deck, and if it's a level 0 card, then she goes to waiting room. So climaxes count as level 0s in this case. So she's a pretty decent card. She's a pretty sizable beat stick. 4,000 is becoming the norm nowadays. And her demerit isn't that bad actually, because it's at the beginning of your Encore phase, so you still get an attack out of her. And if she happens to mill a level 0, she dies, and that's also 1 damage off the top of your deck. And it frees up a spot on your field so that you have no character, so your opponent has to direct attack you, pushing you to level 1 faster. Also, if you do hit a climax, that's a climax you would have cancelled with, further keeping you at level 0, where the deck is kind of weak. Next, I run 3 of these level 0 Yuki 001K. She's a clock reverser, so when she gets reversed, if her battle opponent is level 0 or lower, you send the top card of their clock to the waiting room and then send that character to clock. And her second ability is Hand Encore, so she's a pretty good card if you have no other level 0s in your hand, just because she has Hand Encore. Next, I have 2 of these 001K Yukis. She is a 500 global, and she climax, well, she doesn't really climax combo, but she combos with the level 3 Asuna. When the level 3 Asuna attacks, you can pay for discard 1 and send her to memory to mill the top 11 cards of your deck. And for every soul trigger that you hit, you burn your opponent. So soul triggers like this. So it's just kind of a fun gimmicky finisher for the deck. It's not really necessary, it's just, if you're playing a Sleeping Knights deck, you might as well use the combo. Next, I have 3 of these 00500 Asunas from the first set. Everyone should know what this card is. She's a 500 front, and when you use a climax, you get to give a character 1000 power. So, good assist, it's Asuna, and yeah. Next is probably the second best assist in the deck, is 2 of these Sleeping Knights 0015. They give the other Yuki or Asuna in the middle position of your center stage plus 1000 and plus 1 level. And their second ability is Pay 1, Rest 2, Brainstorm. For every climax you hit, you get to search your deck for an avatar net. So this card is a really good assist in this deck because it makes the Asuna or Yuki in your center plus 1 level and plus 1000, so that's insane. So like, say you have this on the field, then she's already 5k level 1. So that's really good. And later on in level, at level 1, it helps keep your characters alive from level 1 reversers. And lastly, I play 3 of these 0025 Asunas. It's a promo, and on attack you can return 2 characters from your waiting room into your deck, and she gets plus 2000 power. So she's in here mainly for the yellow fix, because the set only gave you really this one, and level 0 besides a bonder for the level assist, but that card's pretty bad. And also, this is basically the only other yellow level 0 that most people use. So I decided to run this. There's also the Asuna Changes Clothes, but I don't like that card, mainly just because I have to clock the late game or else risk it by playing it. So she's in here because she combos well with this card and this level 1. So say there's 2 characters or 2 soul triggers in your waiting room that you want back into your deck. You attack with this Asuna first, and you put those characters or put those soul triggers back in, and then you use their abilities. So it's kind of nice. It's kind of cool using this card to attack first, putting 2 characters back, and using this Yuki to get those 2 characters that you put back. So it's a it's kind of like a salvage. You just one more extra step. So that's 7, 10, 15 level 0s. Also try to keep level 0s a little small because of this card, but sometimes you just can't be helped. Next, for level 1, one of the strongest level 1s in the deck. It's just really weak on defense. It's this 1/0/4000 Yuki. So on play, she gets 500 power for every avatar net, so she includes herself, and then she climax combos with this gold bar. On attack, you can pay 1, discard 1, and then search your deck for 2 or less up to 2 avatar net characters and add it to your hand. So she's a good card because she's your searcher for your deck. She pluses you and she hand fixes you. What's nice about her is her cost is on attack, pay 1, discard 1, instead of search 2, discard 1. So you can discard a climax right away or something like that. So it's just nice being able to discard before you search. But yeah, the only problem I have with this card is that she's 4k on defense. Even with the Brainstormer, she's like 5k, and then the Married Life Assist, she's 5/5, which is really weak, and it's really hard to keep her alive. Oh, and I forgot, when you use the Climax combo, she also gets +1 level until the end of your opponent's turn. So she can't be hit by reversers, but being the power level that she is, she's already about the power of reversers, so I don't know. Her search is amazing, but her power level is just way too small. Next, I run 4 of these 1/0/45 Asanas. If you have another Yuki or Sleepy Knights on the field, she gets 1/5. So she becomes a 1/06k beater. That's all. Next, I run 3 of these 1/05k Asanas from the Gun Gale EV. So for every avatar net that attacks before her, she gets +1000. So she's just your little assassin at level 1, or what I like to call these cards snowballs, because the things that attack before make it bigger. So yeah, she's just in here mainly because this EB gave you only 2 level 1s for this deck. And I guess they wanted you to play the 2/2 Sleeping Knights at level 1, but that card's not that great. And then lastly, I run 2 Self-Sacrifice. It's just a generic 1/1/3/5 event backup. It's mainly in here to keep this thing alive because she's really small. So that's 5, 9, 13 level 1s. Moving on to level 2. I run 2 of these 2/15k Yuki. She is a level assist to front, and her second ability is pay 1 and give one of your avatar nets +1/5. So she's just a standard level assist, and she helps to pump your level 3 Yuki so that she can actually reverse something. Next, I run 3 of these 2/17k Asanas. She gets 500 power per every other avatar net, and on attack with the wind trigger, she gets +4000 +1 soul. So with the full field, she's 9k, so 2/19k is pretty good. And with the climax combo, she's becomes 14k 3 soul with the climax. So she gets really big really fast. And lastly, the only real non-Sleepy Knights or Yuki or Asuna card is 2 of these Lifas. It's a 2/1/2/5 backup, and when you use it, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's an avatar net, add it to your hand and then discard a card. So it's here to help get damage off the top of your deck, and it's a 2/5 backup, so it's pretty nice. And because it's just statistically the best. So that is 7 level 2s. Moving on to level 3s. I run 3 of these 3/2/10k Asanas. She's a heal on play, and she has a recollection effect. If her damage is cancelled and the level 0 Yuki assist, this one, is in your memory, then she gets the ability pay 1, discard 1, burn your opponent. So it's kind of weird having to have this in your memory to have a burn, but at least it's a continuous burn, so it's just not on play burn, but still, pay 1, discard 1 to burn 1 is kind of mediocre. But she is a healer, so at least she has that going for her. And then lastly, I run 4 of these 3/2/10k Yukis. On play, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's an avatar net, she gets Clock Shoot for the turn. And then on attack, both players mill the top card of their deck, and if your level is higher than your opponent's level, then you get to blind stock. So she's the main finisher for the deck if her clock shoot goes off. If not, she becomes a stock charge 3/2 vanilla, and if that even doesn't go off, then she's really just a vanilla. But if she does get her clock shoot off, she's nice because she doesn't have a level restriction, but she also doesn't get any power, so reversing higher level characters is kind of hard with her. But that's why the level assist is here, to pump her up if you really want to. And her second ability is okay, I guess. Getting free stock is always nice, but the coolest thing that you can basically do with her is to, one, get her clock shoot off, and then on attack you make your opponent mill a climax, and in that case it's kind of like a burn one. If you hit a character, then it's kind of helping them, but if you hit a climax, it's like super cool. So that's 7 level 3s. For climaxes, I run 3 bars, 3 green stock souls, and 2 wins. Wins for the 2-1 Asuna combo, 3 bars for the 1-0 Yuki combo, and then green stock soul because they're green stock soul, and this deck kind of gets stock heavy at the late game. I only run 3 bars because it is a bar trigger, so if you trigger it, it goes to your hand anyways. 2 is an okay number for the level 2 combo, and because mainly if I have these climaxes in my hand, they don't do anything, it's just a 1k1, but at least if I play these from my hand, I can get a free stock from it. So, moving on to how I play the deck. So at level 0, there's quite the amount of options you can do. Mainly, you want your back row to look like this, and if your field looks like this thing is a 5/5 level 1. So she basically becomes a level 1 vanilla at level 0. But let's say that they somehow get over it, or she blows herself up. Then you have the clock reversers to help you, and if you really need the power, then the promo can help get you there. Level 1 is pretty simple. If they have a high power character, then you can take it out with this, or you can have this card on the field just because she's a 6k beater. But the main thing you want to be doing at level 1 is playing this combo with the bar. So like I said before, a little neat combo is attack with this, put, say, these 2 cards into your deck, and then attack with Yuki, discard something, and then search the 2 cards that you just put back. Also, what's nice with Yuki is, say after you attack with this, you trigger a bar climax, it goes to your hand, and then you blind stock, so you don't know what the blind stock is, but you do have a bar in your hand now. So you can attack with her, pay 1, and pay out the blind stock, so you know that it's, you're keeping your stock clean, and then discarding the bar climax that you just got. So if you trigger a bar climax while she's on the field and the climax is in play, it's actually a really good combo. But it's just a neat little trick. And then for level 2s, switch this or this, up to you, to the level assist, and then play the 2 1s if you have to, if they play level 2s at all. And like with most SAO decks, you keep the 2-1 Lifas in your hand to help protect you from game, basically. And then at level 3, up until now, you don't really need to play this assist. I mean, if you have it, then I guess you can have it here or where the Brainstormer was. But usually I don't play it until come level 3 because it's a pretty mediocre global compared to the Brainstormer and this assist right here. So at level 3, you can play the assist from your hand and then play 2 of these, or 1, or how many you have of these 3/2 10k asanas. And then of course since this is gonna go to memory, you just crash this and then attack with the asana, send this to memory and burn for infinity. So that's one way that you can try to end the game. And then both of their burns proc, so that's nice. And if they're still alive, or you didn't get this combo at all, there is the 3-2 clock shooter for you. Once again, she is a little low power, but she also doesn't have a level restriction, so that's nice. And the whole, if your opponent mills a climax thing, it's kind of like a burner and a finisher in and of itself. So yeah, that's the deck, guys. So on to alternatives you can run. So just some alternatives to the deck. If you're not trying to go for theme, then you can obviously play this 0025 Lever from the new set. If she's alone in the front row, then she gets plus 1/5. So she also becomes a 4K beater if you don't want to use the Asana. There's also this level 0 500 power Yuki. She bonds for the... She's a pay 1 bond for the 1-0, and she gives this 1-0 500 power and hand encore. So she makes this 1-0 a little bigger and more sustainable. But it is hand encore, so you have to be wary of that. Also, there is this 1-0 500 global from the first EB. She also has a built-in brainstorm, so pay 1 for every climax, give a character 2000 power. So she's a nice brainstorm, and she's a global. And another good assist in the back row would be this 1125 promo. On your turn, she gives all your characters 1000, and she can't be targeted by your opponent's abilities. So all these cards are really good assists, but the only problem is that this Asuna right here, that's one of your main attackers for level 1, needs a Yuki on the field to get her power. So if your back row looks something like this, or say any combination of these assists, then your whole back row basically has... Actually, this would be fine, but if you're using these 3 assists, then it's really hard for this Asuna to get her power consistently, which is why there is the 1045 Yuki promo out there that if you have an Asuna on the field, she gets 4/5, which would be a very good alternative to using this card, because if your whole back row is Asuna, then she already gets her power, and then you have a really good back row too. So I would definitely use her over this card, mainly because I don't even use the bond to get this card, so it's not even worth running this card if I have that promo. Another option at level 1 is the Invites to Party Asuna. This would most likely replace your bar combo. So if you have 3 or more other avatar nets, she gets plus 1000, so it's not a really hard condition. She becomes vanilla power. And on attack with the where is it? Either the wind or star splash. You can pay 1 and search your deck for an avatar net. There we go. You can use this if you don't like the Yuki's power like I do, and she's just still a solid card. And there's also a bonder for it if you're not really that big on the theme. But if you are big on theme and you don't want to use the Leafa backup because that's for the weak, you can use this 1115 Yuki. That is a 1/5 backup, and when you use the backup, you look at the top card of your deck, and you can keep it there or put it at the bottom. So she's like a nerfed level 1 Leafa backup, and because you're paying 1 for a 1/5 backup, so 1/5 backups are okay just because they're costless, but this one you have to pay 1 for a mediocre effect at best, because even if it is a climax, you can leave it there, and which is, I guess, better than Leafa, but still, I don't know. I just don't like that it's 1/5 power. Basically, all of Yuki's cards are really weak. And lastly, for green, there is the 2/2 Sleeping Knights. I tried using this card because I figured it would be a nice card to play at level 1. It's just really hard to get it out at level 1, you'd find. Basically, you need this card and this card on the field to play it at level 1, so it gets -1 level. But not only that, it has a climax combo with the Green Stock Soul, if I can find it. the Green Stock Soul, to put a Avatar Net character into your stock, and then it gets 1/5 until the end of your opponent's next turn. But the problem with that is, if you play this at level 1, then you're hogging up space for a better combo at level 1. And if you're playing at level 2, it's really weak, being a 2/8k or 9/5 after the climax combo. So basically, you'd be playing this at at level 2, and I'd much rather play a 2/9k that doesn't need a climax combo to get big. And if you're playing at level 1, it's taking up climax combo space. And also, for some reason, they made it so that you needed this level 1 Asuna and this Yuki to play it out early, when there is a card that bonds for this Asuna, so they should have made it these two cards to bring this out early. Then I can see playing this at level 1. But not only do you have to have this card and this card in your hand and this card to play it at level 1, it's just too much of a hassle. Also, this Yuki is a 500 global, and rest her to give one of your Avatar or Nets 500 power. Oh wait, no. One of your Sleeping Knights or Asuna's 500 power. So she's already a 500 global, and this gives the Asuna 500. And then you have this assist and possibly this assist that are also 500s, and this one's a global as well. So basically, Yuki just has way too many assists for you to be trying to cram this one in just to play a mediocre card at level 1. So that's just, I don't really recommend this card at all. And then lastly, for more Asuna cards are these level 3s from the first and second booster. Commanding Strength, she heals on play, and you can on attack you can pay 1, discard a card, and all your characters get 500 plus 1 soul. So she lets you side attack for exact numbers and stuff like that, or go for exact damage. And then 3/2 Beacon of Hope. On play she gets the Punish Burn 1. So you mainly play her at level 3 just for that burn, because sometimes you don't feel like paying 1 and discarding 1 for your burns. And her second ability is with another win climax, but at that point you'd be running way too many climax combos, and it's not a very good climax combo. I think it's all your characters get 5,000 power, and the ability when they reverse their opponent's hit into stock. So yes, it is anti-encore, but if your opponent somehow survives, you just gave them 3 stock, which if they attacked 3 times like a normal person last turn, that would be 6 stock. And that's playing 3 level 3s when they could have been only playing 1 level 3. So she's a pretty bad climax combo. I wouldn't recommend her. If you play her, just play her for the burn. So yeah, those are the alternatives, guys, and that's the deck. Hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time.